Hey Internet, Ben here, day 10 of my 30-day vlog challenge. Today I'm going to talk about being a savvy media consumer. I think most people watch the news to find out what's true. But I'm reminded of my own experience as a homeschooler when I think about being a savvy media consumer. In my experience, as a homeschooler, my textbooks were full of lies, full of truths too. There were some truths, some lies. There was definitely a point when I was reading my high school textbooks that I realized that the author and publisher had their own agenda for my life that didn't necessarily fit in with my goals. And so for me, the strategy was to figure out what in the book was worth picking up and taking with me and what needed to be left behind, and parse out what's true and what's not. There's going to be disagreements about that, but they are disagreements that are sort of seem navigable to me because, as we've talked about earlier in other videos, the truth, objective reality is something that I think we can discover together. I had a really interesting conversation with an old friend yesterday, and he talked about the way that the news was reported in 3 or 4 different outlets was often really depended on the viewpoint or the perspective of the outlet or the reporter, but that by examining the 2 or 3 or 4 different sources of news, he could kind of piece together or triangulate what actually happened. And I think it's a really great concrete strategy for folks to use. It's something that I certainly use. But most of the time, I don't read the news because most of the time, the news is there to distract and confuse me from what I need to be doing with my everyday business. So that is something that I have learned from Henry David Thoreau, one of my favorite philosophers. My dad always says that the truth is held in tension, which means that it's definitely not one extreme or another, but it's somewhere in the middle, and only by understanding the hard tension of the facts that are presented, which is that people are neither wholly good nor wholly bad, but that they are products of their environments, that we can move forward.